Oh, I guess it would help if I unmuted myself. Hello, hello. How is everyone? Oh, wow. I look really bleached out. Because we are on a white stage. So I have no feed. Let's see. Your capture card, please work. I have feed here. Alright, let's do the old unplug and replug. Huh? Okay. Let's see. Make sure that I'm getting audio. Okay, not getting anything from the capture card. Alright. Nothing can be easy. There we go. Alright. That looks like a capture to me. Let's see. That makes that look a little less bleached out. Alright. Maybe. Oh dear. Professionalism. What you find here. Pure professionalism. Okay. And how it looks. These. That's a little better. Okay. We're going. It's close enough. Let's play some more. Some Luigi. Excuse me. Audio working. I have audio. Great. Alright. Where we at? Guess we're right here. Bullet Bill Base. That sure seems like it's hiding something. I'm not sure that was worth it, but okay. Alright. I feel like Nintendo probably should have thought about the ramifications of having a cat power up, considering that everybody's just going to call it a cat suit. And that might not be the image they're wanting to go for. Why, I can't possibly imagine, but you know. Some people might take issue with that. I don't know. Okay. I feel like I just. Oh. So this is probably a green star. No. Okay. Thought. Okay, whatever. Take it. Really? That's a little sad. No, no, don't need this, but sure. Have over 1,000 lives. Alright, I guess. Okay. I have been kind of going for the. Oh, there's the stamp. That's neat, I guess. Uh, didn't see a single green star in that entire level. Okay. A little weird, but whatever. Lumba stamp. This thing looks real suspicious. Can't interact with it. Ty-Foo Flurry. I'll take it. See if we can murder the literal wind. Oh. Okay. Um. Oh, all sorts of hidden coins, but none of the green stars that I'm actually looking for. I don't actually need coins. Hmm. Why did I have a feeling? Maybe because I've been playing Nintendo games for a lot of years. Now, trick is going to be the lineup. There we go. Aww. Mean. I think the Goomba committed suicide. Or, Goomba made a critical error. One thing that I'm really thankful that they changed in the Switch port compared to the Wii U port is anytime you pick up a collectible, um, you get to keep it even after you die. which I think is a huge improvement. Okay. I think it's interesting that this is kind of a callback to the Goomba shoe of Mario 3, but it's an ice skate. Uh, yeah, there's no way. Not with that mistake. I found I still have a lot of trouble in this game with depth perception. That's my number one issue with it. Okay, well, I guess I get another try at that other green star then. Sometimes Luigi gets a little zealous with the spin jumps. Alright. Neat. Well, that ended up being a positive then. Cool. Excellent. House. Super useful right now, actually, but this I don't get to play with the boomerang power. Easy time mine. Interesting. Oh dear, we've got. Oh hi. Got some auto scrolling happening. I'm gonna keep my fancy boomerang flower. First green star, cool. Let's see one over there. Ah. About I find that side jumps are a lot harder in this game than I expect them to be. Aw. Didn't even need a checkpoint, did I? But I got everything, so now it's just a straight run to the end. Bob-omb is one of my all-time favorite Mario characters. Excellent. Uh-oh. Chat not working? I just assumed nobody was over here. Hey, Dunkaroonie, because Toad is definitely inferior to Luigi, but superior to Mario. I'll give you that. Is Coma still here? You texted me and was like, "Why are you not reading your chat?" And apparently my chat was like not working properly, so not great. Hey Dunkaroonie, can you hear me? Is chat working for you? I see one message from you. Check, check, check. I see. Yeah, I see a grand total of. You know, I'm upset too, but the fact that it's the lineup from Mario Brothers 2, I understand. The one that makes me angry is okay, cool. Yeah, your messages are coming through. Another friend of mine was texting and like, oh, okay. Friend of mine was I restream on YouTube and Periscope, and a friend of mine was apparently trying to chat on Periscope, but I only see like those are view only. I only see chat messages that come from Twitch itself. So kind of confusing there, I guess. He was like, "Why are you not responding?" Like, what's the deal? Oh, that's the gimmick. There you are. Hey, hey, friend. Sorry about that. How you doing? I'm apparently sucking at the Mario. Cool. Okay. There we go. Cool. I'm not sure how I feel about this baseball mechanic. Really? Rip. Ripperino. Dunkaroonie, Corey is a friend of mine who lives in, Connecticut. And I will say it that way just to annoy him. Dunker... Rebuilding a lawnmower engine and coloring manga. I... Yeah, terrible place indeed. Dunkaroonie's actually my cousin, and he lives down here in Tennessee land with me, so... What on earth is this abomination? Like, I think I see... This is one of the few times in this game where like a level has been so specifically tailored to Mario's moveset that playing as Luigi feels like a legitimate disadvantage. I see a message and I will respond to it in just a sec. Cool. Alright, one more. Okay. Could you... No. Really? You all are too sweet. Yeah, Corey and I met on the worst part of the internet, aka Twitter. So the fact that, you know, we met in such a terrible place and we still talk, and this is, gosh, how long? Like, it's been like over a year now, hasn't it? Like, dang, 2020 happened. Uh, yeah, well, I can't say anything. I spend entirely too much of my short mortal existence on that wretched, wretched website. Oh, are you kidding? I really like. I don't know. Give me the golden leaf. Just insulting. So, one of the obnoxious things about this game, um, is one, I just hate 2.5D games, because I have trouble with depth perception in 2.5D games. Um, was a yeah, but hey, some some difficult but for you pretty good things happened in that year. You know, tough stuff, but I'm still proud of you for all the stuff you managed to accomplish. Could you? I really. Ah, Excellent. Did you get everything straightened out with your roommate buying your place? You know, better late than never. Really? Oh, okay. Well, that works. So, one of the things that's maybe not obvious if you've never played this game is when they designed it for the Wii U, um, they designed it so that it was compatible with as many controllers as possible. Unfortunately, that meant um, nice. Hopefully, you can put that towards some good stuff in the future. But unfortunately, that meant that they designed this game to also work with the Wii remote on its side. So they programmed the entire game to only have 8 directions of movement. And it can, and with how flicky joysticks are, it can mean a lot of lining yourself up only for things to get turned around on you. Yeah, I'm currently far less thrilled than you about the housing market because I finally was to the point where I wanted to start looking at buying a house, and well, you know, here we are, having just simply having a wonderful time with that. I'm sure I just missed some like major something. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, what was it? There's a couple levels that have gamepad gimmicks. They're not actually as prevalent as you would expect, given Nintendo's deep, deep love of their gimmicks. Um, but they there were a couple. The main way that they changed it was you can now summon an on-screen cursor and use either touch controls in handheld mode or the on-screen cursor and motion controls to do the touchscreen stuff that was in the base game. And they just completely removed all of the stuff that involved the microphone, but very, very little involved the microphone. So it was pretty dumb anyway. So oh, well, that was probably the stamp. Yeah, I'm not sure I can really disagree with that. I wish there were more Captain Toad stages in this. And it's like we get Boom-omb back. Like I'm not a Boom-omb hater, but it's like he was pretty nothing as a boss in Mario 3, and he's still pretty nothing. So yeah, Dunk Corey at some point uh, is planning on coming down from the godforsaken north and seeing what we have to offer down here in the Southland. So try to introduce him to some of the good food and you know people who aren't in a constant state of road rage even when they're not driving. I get that. I mean, he is a pretty lazy design. In Mario 3, uh, right? Exactly. Um, we have good food, okay? I know you have, like, major dietary restrictions that keep you from enjoying most of that good food, but take my word for it, we have good food. I occasionally his favorite desserts are lemon and blueberry, and Blackbird has a lemon blueberry cheesecake, and I occasionally send him pictures just to torment him. Nice. Actually, I think yes, I actually introduced you to before. Um, I'd forgotten, and you all may not even remember, but there was some time many moons ago where I had you all play a couple rounds of Smash against each other online. So, what Spyro runs? I see. I see Spyro. Spyro. I see Spyro, and I become interested. Okay, I know that a lot of people think the double cherry is an interesting mechanic. I really hate it. Uh, oh yeah, Zik 3. ZIC, the number 3. He doesn't do Spyro so much right now. He's been taking a break from that. Um, he's been doing Sly Cooper and the new Death's Door game. He's been giving that one a lot of love. He actually got way up, like third place in um, Disney's A Bug's Life on the PS1, which is kind of hilarious. Like some friends challenged him to try to speedrun that game as a meme, and he ended up having a lot of fun with it because it's like a surprisingly good speedrun. Like the game is pretty awful, but it's so broken that there's a lot of interesting speedrun tech. Aww. I don't really know what benefit the double cherry has for this fight. Well, there went Clone Luigi. Rip. Yeah, right? Like, this was my greatest accomplishment in life. But I need to find. Well, if you go to speedrun.com and look up the leaderboard for that game, he's like number 3. Highly recommend watching that run. It will break your brain a little bit. Because things like, walls just don't exist in that game. See, this isn't like an interesting boss design, but like it's like I feel like they could have done so much more than just that with it. For Jet Force, I mean, I don't know much about Jet Force Gemini. Actually, Dunkaroonie knows way more about it than I do because he's the rareware freak. But I mean, okay. Have you ever played any of the any of the Earth Defense Force games. Now those are some games. Yeah, those are. It's like you're playing through a cheesy 70s, um, like sci-fi horror movie where the world's being overrun by giant insects, and you're the part of the special military force to have to defeat them. Like it's got so much like crazy, super cheesy voice acting, and the graphics are like terrible but intentionally terrible. It's so good. I think I don't. I mean, it's got that vibe, but I don't think it's related to Lost Planet. Um, I think actually I need to check. I'm thinking that the it's getting a Switch port for like the most successful game, which was 2025, which got remade as 4.1 as HD on the PS4, and now I think they're calling it EDF 4.2 on the Switch or something really stupid. Uh, let's see. It's EDF Switch. Okay, World Brothers. We have here. Don't know what that is. I mean, that's okay. So there's like a. Oh, okay. There's a another EDF like spin-off with like I do not like that graphical style. It's like a Minecraft art style. But EDF 2 and 3, which are two of the I think those were the Vita ones. Two at least was on the Vita. Looks like it's supposed to be releasing on Switch. EDF2 is already on Switch in Japan, because of course they are. Because Japan gets all the good stuff. Yeah, they're so stupid. But if you just want like turn your brain off, blow everything up, kill everything that moves action, so good. David, it's good to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in like a million years. Of course, part of that's because I like haven't been on any of Corey's streams hardly lately. Because this adulthood nonsense is for the birds. I was just telling Corey about EDF. Did you ever play any of those games? I've probably talked about them before, but they're like these ridiculous B movie inspired games that are just hilarious and really fun if you just want to turn your brain off and shoot things. I find that doing like a one thing that I really hate about this move set is how difficult it is to do a side somersault. Like it's nowhere near as easy as it is in like say Mario 64. you have to be up to like running speed, and it's really not great. Oh hi. Yeah, they're kind of niche. There was a YouTube show that was pretty popular several years ago called Classic Game Room that did game reviews, and the guy who did them was a huge fan, so that's how I found out about them. But definitely recommend it if you want something to just turn your brain off. I haven't played the newest ones. The last one I played was 4.1, which was the HD remake. Right? CGI was so good. I once got to have dinner with Derek. Like, that was such an. Like, me and a friend of mine met Derek for dinner one time and just sat there and talked for like 3 hours. It was fantastic. Yeah, yeah. We sat in downtown Pittsburgh and just talked. He was the coolest guy. And then I like wanted to maintain contact, and then he like never responded to any of my messages on Twitter, and I was very sad. But yeah, it happened. It was really cool. I have people who can vouch for it. Um, but yeah, okay, did it? Because I was wondering about the Wii U doing that. Because I like this game is good. No, like I like this game definitely. Um, but it's also like it's I don't know. I find like the depth perception is the main thing that throws me off on this one, and also the fact that my joystick's dead zone is not really well calibrated to this game. Like I have a joystick with a configurable dead zone, so like that's not necessarily the game's fault, but I've never had to configure it before. So, wait, okay, that was close. What is? What game were you talking about? Uh, can we not? Yeah. Can we? Cool. Yeah, just a little bit, which has kind of gotten me in trouble one time because one time I was like talking about a community member, and then they like immediately joined, and then I was like, just got to play innocent now. Um, yeah, it really does have like a lot of the same mechanics as like the new series, the new Super Mario Brothers series and stuff. It's also heavily inspired. Like the move set is very 3D Mario, but the level design is very 2D Mario. Um, Vid's from Ohio, so he understands. Uh, but um, yeah, that's the thing is I just kind of wish like the level design in this is really good and stuff. I just wish that it was actually 2D. I feel like the being 2.5D detracts from the game more than it adds to it. They should just put that on the sign as you enter the town. That or it's that's the making of a country song. I was Sweet Tea and Meth, and she was Fago and Heroin. Country song or Train. I could see Moynihan doing that song. Could you not? Thank you. It's interesting because hey BG, yeah, the state song West Virginia, right? Oof. Um. BG's from West Virginia, so don't be too mean. Um. I haven't tried Bowser's Fury yet, but that's one thing that I could see definitely being an issue because in Bowser's Fury they changed the 8-way direction limitation to be full 3D movement, but the engine is just so different from the Odyssey engine, and I really like Odyssey. Like, I think it's definitely one of the best 3D Mario's. Um, like, I'm not a Sunshine hater, which I realize is a controversial opinion. I think that game is miserable to 100%, but I think it's a good game to just complete. Um, and I also think that the Galaxy games are some of the best 3D Mario's ever made. Those are definitely some of my favorites. But I really liked Odyssey and was so glad to see Odyssey. Um, yeah, BG, if you ever want, never try to 100% it if you want to maintain that opinion. Um, because it's pretty. Those blue coins are pretty nasty. Um, I will say, quick aside, if you are interested in playing Sunshine and um, right, the Sandbird. Um, if you have the means, um, and want to try Sunshine, I highly recommend the Sunburn fan mod. It fixes a ton of the quality of life issues with Vanilla Sunshine without really changing the core experience too much. Um, really, really fantastic mod. Oh, absolutely. Of course, I mean that's one reason. Like I kind like they made me so angry as a kid. They still make me angry when I play that game. But like I kind of miss the era of Mario when the games would just destroy you and feel no remorse. Uh, I mean, maybe that's a little um, odd to say, but I feel like a lot of modern Mario games definitely fall into the hand-holding category. There we go. Cool. The vibe is pretty fantastic. Odyssey was overall pretty easy, but it. I felt like it did pretty well overall. Some of the moons were kind of tricky. I felt like the difficulty for Odyssey was closer to just right than a lot of the more recent Mario games. Um, Like the new Super Mario Brothers series, some levels were just brain dead and others were just really cheap. Um, this one's like really easy. But I liked Odyssey a lot. And I liked that there was a ton of post game content if you wanted more of a challenge. Um, but yeah, one of these days I need to just play. I need to play Sunshine again. Period. Whether I do it on stream or what, add that to the mile long list of games that I need to play or replay. I think you're right. But I think um, I'm not a huge 64 fan. Even in the 90s, playing it as a kid, I thought the controls were the controls were great. I thought the camera was agonizing, absolutely agonizing. Um, I think that's fair. I think definitely the core has to be that Mario is fun to control. But I think that I mean that's one reason why I love the Spyro games. Uh, those are not uh, those are not hard games, especially one which is my personal favorite. Like that game is so easy, but I could play it over and over just because I love how Spyro moves. Oof. I actually, believe it or not, and I don't know if I should admit this on the internet, but I picked up a complete physical copy of Mega Man Legends not long ago just to have it in my collection. Because I was at a convention that had it for a really good price, and they had two copies, one that was in great shape and one that was in a little mash shape for the same price. And I uh, walked around and I was like, I shouldn't get it. And then I circled the con floor, and the one that was in great shape got gone like by the time I got back around, and I was like, if I don't buy this now for this price, I'm going to regret. PS1, PS1 copy. Um, if I don't buy this now for this fantastic price, then I'm going to regret it. If only because I missed out on the meme. And believe you me, I will pay high dollar. I will pay high dollar for a good meme. Okay, I think I need to play this level with the D-pad. I can't play it with the D-pad. That's right, I forgot. I kind of hate when platformers force you to use a joystick and it's not a full 3D game. Like, let me have my more precise input. I am. Oh well, that worked out nicely. Like I am such an old man when it comes to like control schemes and things. Like I will pretty much just refuse to play anything with mandatory motion controls. What wouldn't the GameCube controller help with though? I don't love the way these dash pads work because unlike a lot of other games, like the dash pads like if you jump, you dash again when you hit the ground. So if you're like trying to jump to, do course corrections and things, no. And like these spikes, if you run up onto them, you don't like get hurt and knocked back and stop. You just like push up against the collision of the spikes, and if you're at an angle, then it will just send you off to the side and into a pit. It's not my favorite. Like, I love the GameCube controller. Um, its poor D-pad is like, what is this nonsense? Its poor D-pad is pretty awful, but for most things, it's pretty fantastic. The About the only thing that I don't love it for are um, like games that use like a SNES style, but just because the layout's not really conducive to that. Um, the Wavebird is fantastic. Unfortunately, it doesn't have rumble. My Wavebird, I think I need to take apart because the triggers um, occasionally lose contact. Like just for a split second, it'll lose contact. Um, okay, I'm curious about this vid. Like, what are you going for? Um, yeah, sometimes the triggers will just lose contact for like a split second, but that's a pretty big deal when you're like playing Mario Kart and you're in the middle of a drift or you're playing Luigi's Mansion. Just period. I gotcha. I use the SN30 Pro Plus, which has the SNES layout. It does not have the octagonal gates, but it's extremely nice. I like it better than my Pro controller, honestly, and it's cheaper. And it's got software that you can hook it up to a computer and define like custom dead zones. And I really am not enjoying this level, and everything. I don't know that I've ever actually held an Xbox One controller. Like they look fine, but I don't own an Xbox One. So yeah, the leaf of shame. Yeah, Corey, I highly recommend checking out the 8-bit do controllers. I tell everybody that. I just think they're really well made controllers. I'll take the hit. Well, Josh is playing games and not here talking to us. The Fiend. You know what? Bottom row. Don't care. I'm out of here. Yeah. It, I actually didn't like 3D Land like at all. I also kind of ruined it for myself because I kept trying to go for like perfect on each level, and the whole nonsense of the shiny save file I think is one of the stupidest things ever. Like, all stars, all flagpoles should be sufficient. The shiny save file is just too much. But like, I really hate 2.5D as a rule. It's just one of my old man things. I don't like 2.5D. I don't like motion controls, and I get angsty whenever people mix up roguelike and roguelite. Actually, Jake, um, see, like, why can I not bounce on the lava like you can in Mario 64? This this game is like 20 years newer. Where's my lava bouncing? Because that was like how I beat Lethal Lava Land as a kid, was just strategically bouncing on lava. Iframes, iframes. Nifty. I don't care. Huh. Is that like on all versions, or is that like a 1.0 glitch? Or no, I know, but like sometimes N64 carts had like multiple releases, and when they would do a re-release, they would like patch a couple of those bugs. That's why, like, if you're gonna speedrun Ocarina of Time, you have to have like a very specific version of the cartridge. I'm not sure this gimmick is fun as much as it's just slow. Although I do appreciate the bully callback. I also think I also think that if you spawn the green star, the timer should stop. Like, that bothers me. 3 days. Well, no wonder I never figured that out as a kid. Yeah, exactly. And like, I'm one of those freaks who like legitimately really likes old fashioned roguelikes, like that only have ASCII graphics roguelikes. So when people are like, "Oh yeah, this is a roguelike," I'm like, "Son, stop. If I can't run this in a Unix terminal, it's not a roguelike." If It's like, does your game require a TTI session? If not, that I'm not interested. I think Vid's going to be the only person in chat who understands that, but that's fine. And this is probably where Vid's going to come back and be like, well, technically anything running in a graphical shell on a Linux system isn't a TTY session. Like, stop. I mean, they're pronounced eerily similarly. That is true. I can't deny that. Also, BG, I fear the real life ramifications of your what would that be, a malaprop? Can I just snap these? There's one snapped. Cool. Cool. Sniped. It's awful. Hot garbage. I want to burn it. That golf game is an insult to everything that Mario Golf should be, and it needs to die. Like I I beat the entire campaign and wanted to just die. It's pretty bad. I have to say. Like I found very little redeeming about it personally. Obviously, I mean it's a functional game, you know. So like you've got that. You know, we're not talking like, you know, 18-wheeler over the road racing here. But the thing is, I think 18-wheeler over the road racing might be more fun. Dunkaroonie said that the online multiplayer is at least okay. So so to give you some context, Toadstool Tour is one of my favorite GameCube games of all time. Um, really? I mean, yeah. This I don't. This one's just not like there's no soul to it. Is the thing. Um, these hitboxes are interesting. Uh, but um, yeah, there's just no soul to it. I mean, it's a functional game. Apparently, the online multiplayer's okay. But like the courses are just like grass course, mountain course, and they're not even well laid out. Like they're not like the grass course is just pretty much flat. Uh, so you know defeats like the whole purpose of it being a Mario Golf game. Like, it's just very, like, it's kind of the video game definition of milk toast. Yeah, and that's what I wanted. So yeah, like I was saying, Toadstool Tour is one of my favorite GameCube games ever. Um, and like this game falls so far short of the bar that Toadstool Tour set that it's just really sad. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good evening. Get you some rest. Oh, Corey. Um, so Dunkaroony's in my Discord. You may, if you want to set up a DM or just shout out to him in the general chat or whatever. Um, if you're wanting to get started in streaming, Dunkaroony is actually a professional graphic artist. Um, like that's his day job is he's a professional graphic artist, and he does stream layouts and stuff for like anybody in my community or anything who's interested in it, and just does it for free for them. Just because he likes doing it, because where he's for his day job, he usually has to do like very businessy stuff. So he likes to do the more creative stuff just for fun. Are you not in my Discord? Like, I could have sworn you were. Are you like really not? How did that happen? Okay. Well, uh, your Discord is an interesting place for sure. Uh, there you are. Oh, because I sent you an invite to. Oh no, you did mine. Okay, I just sent you an invite to my Discord. Nice. Another friend of mine added me to like um a friend of his Discord, and everybody in there is like super friendly. Like I'm not upset with it, but goodness gracious, they like are talking constantly. So I have to mute it like pretty frequently. Um, what time is it? A little after 10. Uh, let's see. Let's go for just a little bit longer. I'm probably can't stream for too terribly much longer. Not quite not quite ready to call it quits just yet. No matter the Mario game, the bloopers have to be awful. I'm sure there's probably a green star in one of those boxes. That's cool. What's your first game gonna be that you're streaming? Well, good job. Oh yeah, you had said that. I didn't know if that was gonna be your absolute first one or not. It is a very weird design choice for sure. These are just polywhirls. I guess they're more like low tat. No, they're not low tat. What am I thinking? Not polywhirl. What's what's the pre-evolution of polywhirl that I'm blanking on? Polywag. There we go. Thank you. I'm just gonna take this one. Really? I don't. Not have a great streaming chair. And it's probably not helping matters that bit I took your advice and while I'm no weightlifter to try to help my back pain. On the rare occasion I make it to the gym, I've been making it a point to do some of like the back extension weightlifting and such. Just thanks for stopping by, BG. By the way, BG has been playing Superliminal on his stream, so go check him out. Also, Dunkaroony, who just left on his stream, started today playing a Pokemon White randomizer Nuzlocke. So go check out his stream. He's taking a break right now from playing through all of the Star Fox games because he played through the entirety of Star Fox Adventure on stream and it about killed him. So. So yeah, BG and I went to college together. Um, Dunkaroony and I are cousins. Vid and I met on yeah, it's pretty rough. He's got all of his VODs on his YouTube channel. Um, in fact, you can also check out some of BG's VODs because Dunkaroony did his layouts for him and did a fantastic job. Um, I met Corey on the cesspool of the internet, aka Twitter, and I met Vid here on Twitch. So pretty much. Well, we've kind of got almost all corners covered, because um, because we've got the South pretty well covered down here, but we've got you representing New England up there in the terrible, terrible land of Connecticut, and we've got Vid hailing all the way from Seattle. Oh yeah, no, goodness. I'm afraid that if I friended somebody from Florida, I'd just get COVID through the internet at this point. And I already had it once. I don't want it again. Oof. I feel like that's the only way to describe it. It's stuck in Florida. Like it's not somewhere reasonable, rational people ever want to spend any real length of time. Like, go to the beach, fine, but like, not actually stay there. Ooh, is there a cockroach named Rick Santorum? That seemed I mean, I too want to visit New York again, but I feel like we have very different reasons for doing so. Haven't been to New York City. There's something in there, but I don't have a power up to get it. Haven't been to New York City since 2013. I'd like to go back. Yeah, I I have not gotten to travel as much as I would like to. Obviously, part of it's with the pandemic, but traveling is just expensive. And when your only option would be to travel alone and you have to like bear all of the cost yourself, it's it's less convenient. Like if you have somebody traveling with you and you can split the costs or whatever, then it's a lot more doable. But I am actually going up to see a friend in Wisconsin here in 2 weeks. Um, and weird as it may be, I actually like Wisconsin a lot. It's a very pretty state. Ah. Yeah, I went with a college group. Um, and I've got to go 2 years in a row. Um, and both times for a week at a time. And the second time I went as a chaperone, which meant I had way more freedom. So there were a few days where I kind of got to go and do my own thing in the city, which was really fantastic. And I'm Captain Toad level. You know, New York never really felt like I'd never been to anywhere remotely as big as New York when I went, but it still didn't feel like, you know, it still didn't feel crazy to me because it was so logically laid out. Um, it wasn't like a trying to get around London kind of situation. Um, Cities like that fascinate me. Like I have no desire to ever live in a city that big. Uh, like I am rural uh, through and through, but I love visiting those places. Stay away from Boston. See, I wonder about that because like I can get a really cheap flight to Boston, and it makes me want to visit just because it's a city I've never been to. But you're not the only person from New England to tell me that Boston is not really worth going to. Which makes sense for a city that old. I actually really enjoy going to Pittsburgh. It's one of my favorite cities to visit that's within like reasonable driving distance. And also Charleston, South Carolina. I really like Charleston, and I don't even really like um, the beach so much. Like that's not the kind of place that I tend to enjoy. But Charleston is very different because it's on the water, but it's not really a beachy kind of place unless you go to one of the beaches. I never I don't know anything about the transit lines. I've never really had an issue with the roads personally. I mean, I've driven in the DC metro, so Pittsburgh felt downright sane by comparison. I've never actually driven in DC though, really. Um, like DC proper, only in the suburbs. But now that is one area that I don't really have a lot of love for most of Virginia. Um, I I love the far extreme southwest of Virginia. That's one of the air. That's technically where I live is the far extreme. Um, is the extreme southwest of Virginia. But here it's culturally so much more in line with Tennessee that when people ask where I'm from, and since it's so close, it's just easier to say Tennessee instead of getting into the minutia of it all. Um, but yeah, I do not enjoy much of the rest of Virginia. Like Richmond to me is like just such an incredibly boring nothing city. Uh, like I've been there many times. Um, but it's just like it just feels like generic American city. Because my thing is, whenever I visit a place, I'm like, okay, what makes this place special? What makes this city different? Um, womp womp. I mean, when it comes to Richmond, that's a pretty fair assessment, I would say. Now, actually, what makes Richmond different is snobbiness. Like, it's like, you know, if it's like it's one of the most like disgustingly white collar places I think I've ever been. Hope I'm not too hoity toity usually. All right, gonna try to defeat this castle here. How many stars did I have? I felt like I was way closer than 106. Indeed, adjust monocle. Aww. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get through this castle here, and then I'm gonna call it after that. So hopefully about 10:30. Yeah. Yeah, like I don't understand the sideways somersault in this game. Like when I try to do it intentionally, it's like no. But when I okay, um, I mean it's so that could be playable on the Wii remote, which seems like such a terrible reason. Please leave. Is that it? It's like, I feel like it was way more immediate before, like in other Mario games. Like you just you know could just like get it really smoothly. Now there's like some really funky timing involved. At least it feels funky to me. Oh joy, more green stars locked behind power-ups. Yay. Air horn Bowser. Yeah. That would have been a very me kind of thing to do. Of course. Stealing from the best Sonic game. Okay, sure, whatever. I remember like borrowing that game or something when I was younger, and it is just bad. Like it's just so bad. Could you like am I like is there like a power up or something here that I'm missing? Negative. Great. Okay. So contentious question. What is everyone's favorite Sonic game of all eras? The new Robo Blast 2? Yeah, you had texted me about that and I forgot to respond. I do need to check that out. Sonic Mania. That felt that felt wrong. Interesting. I really liked Mania personally. Thank goodness. Big fan of the drop dash, huh? But Sonic 2 didn't have the drop dash. Yeah, Sonic 3 Knuckles is the one with the drop dash and the huge levels. I've got a lot of nostalgia for 2 personally. I like I've had Sonic 3 and Knuckles forever, but I don't know, I guess it's just the lack of nostalgia. Every time I go to play it, it just doesn't grab me as much. Um I actually am one of those freaks who really loves Sonic Adventure. Granted, it's kind of in an ironic way, but I just think that game has so much charm. 14-year-old Corey had his mind blown. The fact that these damage you the minute they turn red is a little cheap to me. Because it's like, there's no, like, choreographing. I mean, I guess it's a pretty consistent timing and, like, location relative to Bowser, but it's still just like, really? Oh, I agree. Yeah, 2D Sonic is definitely like the tightest experience. Like, to be sure. Really? I really hate the perspective in this game. Like, so much. I don't really know why Car Bowser is the fact they decided to reuse um yeah, Return to Angel Island or whatever. That's really good. It gives Sonic 3 and Knuckles widescreen support, fixes the frame rate issues, and a number of other quality of life enhancements. It's pretty good. Hmm, interesting. Vid coming in hot with the links. Really? Raw, 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 yeah. How many times do I have to hit you? Like, Car Bowser is it just isn't really a fun mechanic. Like, it's just an auto scroller boss, and it's really dull. Okay, sure, whatever. A boss. What do you mean by boss CP? Yeah, right? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. And the boss is essentially hard programmed to not let you have um, double hits. Lovely. Yeah, my estimation of this game keeps like it's fine. In fact, there are some parts of it that are pretty, you know, good. But overall, I just think it's kind of lacking, and there are just so many annoying parts. Like I'm at least gonna beat the main levels, of course, but it's like I don't know. If I had to give it a numerical value, a numerical rating, it's like 6.5 out of 10 for me. This is the run. Me with only one hit point. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it's so slow. Uh huh. Yeah. Cool. Uh huh. Part of Bowser's movement speed in the car section is determined by how close you are. So I feel like there are some movement manips that you could do. Really, is it three more hits? I hope three more sections. You were right. It was the run. Just died. Never to be seen or heard from again. What? Bowser's not dead. It's almost like we just unlocked the secret world that doubles the length of the game. Nintendo's never done that before. Look, you say that, but anybody who's played Ocarina of Time knows that a jar is powerful. Okay. Oh no. Anyway, I am gonna have to call it there. It's 15 to 11, so I've streamed for an hour and 45 minutes. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Um, I don't think there's anybody that I would raid, but I'll check real quick. Not sure when next stream will be. Possibilities are Friday night, Sunday, or next Monday. So just keep an eye out for notifications in the Discord for that. Oh, BG is actually streaming Superliminal, so let's go raid him. So again, thanks everybody for stopping by. And let's go see some brain-breaking puzzles. If I could type the correct name, that would be helpful. There he is. Start up that raid. But thanks everybody again for stopping by. I'll see you later. 3, 2, 1, out of here.
Unless I really mess up